Yo, what's up, guys? Bringing Moon Monday in house, giving the old Discord stage a try. We'll see. We get a nice turnout here. We'll explain why in a second. I see FMC jumped up on stage. Welcome, welcome.
Good day to you, R2. How are you, my friend?
I'm great, man. How you doing?
I feel fabulous on this Moon Monday in our new home. Got a new digs. Looking around the studio looks great. You put a lot into it. I
Thank
saw you
you.
wallpapering over the week. It was incredible.
New home, much like the old home. Do you, if you recall, I'm sure many moons ago, we used to do this on a Discord stage every single day.
My goodness, yes, I remember. I love the hand raising, and all the benefits of Discord. I mean, they have one of the best communications app out there. Can't argue. We're here now. Let's Moon Monday this thing.
Let's Moon Monday this thing. You want to play some jammers for a little bit, or do you want to just start getting right into it? I have it.
Let's jump right in. I don't have the jammers available this week, unfortunately.
That's all right. I always waited with bated breath as to what you were going to play each day because you'd never
I don't
never
know.
give me the heads up.
There's blob stuff this week. I can't wait for that. Blobs are on top of my head. You get it? On top of my mind.
Yeah,
Come on.
I see what you did there.
Let's
Well done.
yes. All right.
Well done. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Well, why don't we just start off this Moon Monday 28 with an explanation of why we're doing this in Discord and, why we decided to make that change versus on Twitter. The one thing that we found on Twitter was that it wasn't always a great marketing tool for people to be coming in and getting updates on Star Wolvez, as it were, if you're not kind of up to date on the project already. Most of the turnout was the wolves that were in the Discord. This way, it's a little bit more interactive. If at the towards the end of the show you want to come up and hang out with us on here, it's a little bit more comfortable. And eventually we want to be able to funnel people into the Discord, get the Discord activity kind of back up and excitement around hanging out in here. We're seeing that, Cass's AMAs are getting great turnouts. A lot of new projects coming in there. They're having a great time in there. And it just seems really appropriate for Star Wolves centric updates to be done in-house, right? You guys are the ones that have been here the whole time. You're the ones that want the updates. These are updates that are going to make sense to you, whereas somebody that's just finding out about Star Wars first, listening in on a Moon Monday, they have a bit of catching up to do, and we're working on creative ways that we can catch people up a little bit faster through some content. But it's kind of like reading the ninth novel in a book series, first, right? Like you need a lot of context for these updates to make some sense. So, we're really excited to be doing this in here. And as I mentioned, after, if you want to hop up on stage and come shoot the shit with me and Free Market a bit later when we wrap up the announcements, you're more than welcome to do it. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was basically it, right? I mean, the Moon Mondays was much more community oriented, and you're probably going to get a larger swath of your community attending right in the Discord itself. Whereas Terrestrial Thursdays, much more of our public facing entity. And don't worry, we're not going to be slowing down on the Twitter spaces. We have other things that we're thinking about. We just thought it was much more appropriate for Moon Monday to be here. So super excited on the move.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned Terrestrial Thursdays, and those are very important to us in terms of Twitter Spaces. Those are great because you're inviting these external communities to get up on stage with you, and you get a lot of great cross-community exposure. And as we mentioned last time, we are now going to be driving, head first into our partner collections and what they're going to bring to the table, and how we're going to support their projects in terms of allowing them to entrance into our game and use of the NFTs and whatnot. So we've been doing tons and tons of outreach to all of these projects. Now remember, they're NFTs, right? There's digital provenance, digital ownership. You can actually use somebody's NFT, integrate it into your own game if you choose to, and you don't need their permission. But what we're trying to do is go out to these and say, hey, we've always been a fan of your project. We've been trying to build something that's very interoperable, particularly in the pixel meta, and we want to invite your community in to come check us out, and then really get that ball rolling about how we're talking to each other, maintaining regular communications, maybe get some of their community members active in our Discord. And of course, if you guys are listening and you have NFTs of theirs, or you're interested, go into their Discord and go check it out too, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about, that rising tide lifting all ships. So of course we had that fantastic conversation with the Galactic Apes and Satoshi runners. Obviously, they've been in unfortunate situations, whatnot. But yeah, we're gonna keep that going. We had Ether Orcs on last Terrestrial Thursday, and they're always an incredible conversation, as well as good friends of ours in terms of the development of Star Wolves. Having these really well-established projects that you can learn from, that you can bounce ideas off of. It goes a long way into kind of wrapping your mind around what like the right things to do and what the things you don't want to do are. And I know that you talk to the Ether Orcs on a very regular basis.
Yeah, I mean, Poof, who is the head over there, and Beef, who we had on the show on Terrestrial Thursday, these are great gaming minds. Beef himself works for three Web3 projects, including Forgotten Wizards Runes, and any insights that I can glean from those guys, I value intensely. I mean, quite frankly, they started P2E. I understand Axie was there for, but Orcs will remain as historic as the first fully on-chain functioning MMORPG. I think I got all those letters right. So, anytime we could have them on, it's a really great conversation. So if you missed that recording, go check it out. And like R2 said, we are going to be just kicking up the partner spaces. This next month is really going to be exciting. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure. Ether Orcs, definitely one of those projects that everyone should strive to be too, right? Just continually building throughout all of this, all of the highs, all of the lows. They have just continued to build and develop their game, expand it and whatnot. And that's, one of the key takeaways that we're always, working towards too, is bear market, bull market, whatever. We just show up every single day and really just work on all of those deliverables, right? And just again, just building, growing, and expanding. So, oh yeah, go.
And look, these things take time to pay dividends. Like you see other projects that are flashier and really leveraging the marketing size get a lot more play and a lot more I even know, Ether Orcs feel a little frustrated, and we can share that same emotion at times, where the teams that really do put their head down and build, which is a cliche, are not always recognized by the market in the short term. It's a long game. And just like with Star Wolves, Ether Orcs is just another one of those projects that their greatness is yet to be recognized. And, you're still early in these type of things. I was listening to the Up Only podcast, their most recent one, where they were talking about, what are some of the newer trends and what things could be hot during the next bull cycle. And it was funny how begrudgingly and reluctantly Kobe was like, I think it's going to be gaming. Yeah, he was like, I don't want it to be, but it's definitely going to be gaming. You see it starting right now. And I think he was coming from the gamer perspective. He's a big gamer. It's pretty much all he does, at least according to him. It's what he does when he's not, cryptoing or whatever. But he's a big gamer, and as he has made his bag and he doesn't need any money, I don't think he feels like gaming needs it. I think that was kind of his explanation. But regardless of the color that he added to the comment, I think the bottom line was that gaming is what he thinks is going to really be the big move on ETH during the next cycle. So really, really excited. We're early on this GameFi stuff.
Yeah, and I actually really think that if gaming is that next meta, I don't think that it will go away as a meta. And I'm kind of doing air quotes here. We saw all of these different quote unquote metas kind of go throughout the NFT space. We had profile pictures, we had utility tools, there was the anime meta, there was all of these different things that kind of held people's attention for, you know, the better part of 2-3 weeks, and then the market got so saturated with copycat projects that it kind of just washes out, and only a few of them from each of those little periods kind of survive, right? But gaming, as it did, you know, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it started out as a niche. And this is, of course, in reference to traditional gaming. And people said, oh, it's a fad. It's not going to last. And the trajectory of the gaming market has really just been up only. I mean, it's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And I can't even remember it ever taking a step back. And it's had these really big kind of paradigm shifts. Obviously, the internet one was the big one, you know, really turning it into a social experience beyond just sitting in a living room with some of your friends. And then, you know, the mobile trend really kind of kicked things off into a whole nother stratosphere. And so I really do think that when it comes to Web3 and crypto gaming, once it kind of hits that point that there's lots of quality projects out there and people are really understanding the real underlying fundamental benefits as to why Web3 gaming should exist, I don't think that you'll ever really see that massive pullback like you do in other kind of these niche metas in NFT.
Well, that's the key, is that it's not a gimmick, right? A lot of these other
Yes.
metas, it's just a gimmick. It's like, you know, free mint. It's a factor, right? Like it's a gimmick, it's part of it, but get the idea of on-chain gaming has real practical uses that will benefit gamers. And you know, the one thing I always say as a caution is that right now I don't think it benefits gamers more than great games, right? Like as a gamer, the stuff that being on chain will create benefits for are not the primary reasons that they play, but once you get these great games like Ether Orcs and Star Wolves and other ones that are now rolling out on chain and are actually fun to game, the benefits, once they taste them, they're never going to be able to go back. So it's one of these things that doesn't necessarily sell it, but once we actually establish and have it there, it's going to be something that I don't think gamers are ever going to want to, you know, be without. Again, the idea of digital ownership, and especially the ease in which marketplaces around these games can be created. So
Yeah, well, and let's shift that conversation towards Star Wolves and the game that we have going on. You know, obviously we did the soft staking, opening chests, and kind of logging in some objectives and whatnot. But of course, you know, the big thing that's been going on lately is the PvP and the PvP tournament. And boy, did some of you guys just absolutely play the shit out of this game. So you know, we announced just not too long ago, and I'm sure most people have been celebrating with him, that OneShot, the homie OneShot, is the winner of the inaugural PvP tournament, and he has transcended to the League of Genesis, and we are really, really excited for him
I want to
because
throw up emojis right now, but I can't. That's the one disadvantage
yes.
here. We need emojis, clapping 100s. Let's go one
Oh,
shot.
for Shizzy is like
Yeah,
raising and lowering his hand. That
I
kind of
like
works,
it.
actually.
I
Yeah,
like
well
it.
done, man.
There you go. There you
So
go. That's a good.
raise and lower your hand for OneShot right now. Yeah, he's clapping for himself. But holy, well deserved. I mean, on top of the leaderboard with 151 wins, we had Crypto Degen and Allen up there, all with over 100 wins, and then you know a lot of people with above 20 wins. So we have a whole list of of winners that are in the Moon Monday Star Signal announcement. And that, of course, is OneShot with the Genesis Wolf, Crypto Degen, Allen, Howl Do I Play? We're trying to figure out who that is. Johnny Utah, Speedy Bunny, 100 miles per hour, which you know came out of nowhere. JJ Chrome, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and Urban Doomer. And so they're going to be all getting some prizes thrown out there for them, including a new role for the Blobbening. And the Blobbening is something that we've been working on behind the scenes. I think not too long ago in Pack Chat, Charlie just kind of threw out the a little sneak peek of an animated blob there. I don't know how long ago. You'd probably have to scroll back about an hour. But you know, we've been having a lot of fun building and working on these. I've spent the better
And
part of the day just messing around with the animations on them, and you start to play mix and match with some of these traits. They look pretty dope.
I will be sending out each of the winners a signed copy of my first album. There is no music on it, but it is an hour of me crying after I make bad trades. So I think everyone will actually appreciate it.
Oh, amazing! Well, I hope I get a copy of that too. But it's like ASMR for the crypto
And then
degen.
personalized, baby.
Are you recording one album for each person, or is it just like?
Well, you'd be surprised at how many cuts I've been able to make this year during the most violent bear market of our lives. It's been a year. Anyway,
For
how's your blob?
sure.
Tell me
Yes.
about blobs. I want to know
We're
blobs.
we're still
Blob.
talking about blobs, so we're going to be putting together a blob drop. One of the cool things that we're talking about doing and exploring is a little bit of a customization towards the blobs too, right? We're always looking for ways to incorporate Stardust now into everything that we do. And we saw the success of that free mint by Augmented Labs with the scientists, where people were just having a blast creating each of their own scientists. Now, it's kind of a weird dynamic with the amount of supply, and you could mint as many of them as you wanted to and whatnot. But we thought that would be really cool to do a limited blob drop with some abilities to mix and match some traits. And each one of the traits might have a different Stardust cost to it, right? And that's just one of the efforts that we're doing in terms of controlling the economy. As we mentioned before, this is going to be a fixed supply token, which is not the usual typical way that P2E games tend to go, and that requires a lot of maintenance. It requires a lot of thought, and it requires a lot of effort. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, I was just going to say it actually makes me really exciting because just one place that you've seen P2E games kind of regret the direction they went in is when they hit these lulls and there is just unlimited hyperinflation with the token, right? It really limits their options and causes a problem where even once volume comes back and play, the bear market caused a lot of people not necessarily to dump their tokens or to dump their NFT, but just leave, right? Like they're just like, oh, it's dead. I'm just gone. And they're gonna come back to a million Zug or 100,000 confetti. And it's like, what happens when that occurs? Well, by having a fixed supply, we've really given ourselves a lot of control over the early parts of this economy. So by the time we are a Fortnite, by the time we are a League of Legends, and we can transition maybe to a different system, we've been able to keep our economy balanced and sound the whole time. So it's one of the most exciting things for me personally about the way that we've set up Star Wars.
Yeah, for sure. And there's some kind of, self accountability in it too, right? Like a lot of these P2E games that came out, just they unleashed this system and it's number get bigger, and it compounds and it compounds and it compounds. And at that point, there's no putting the genie back in the lamp or whatever. It's just, the economy has spiraled out of control. In this regard, like you have to continually analyze how the tokens are being spent, where they're going, how you're going to utilize them. Do you have to slow down token yield? Do you speed it up? Create different events, and the control over the narrative and whatnot will be very interesting too. Of course, Star Wolvez always being a very lore-driven, NFT project, right? So incorporating an actual story, a cohesive experience, is going to be very exciting too. And we always believe that we are up to task in creating that. And then speaking of Stardust syncs, one of the big announcements we have is that the front end of the shop is just like right there for it. You're going to be able to see the in-game Stardust shop now. We're going to be hunting and we're going to be looking for, really great quality allow lists for you guys to be able to purchase with your Stardust. Maybe throw some NFTs in there. Who knows? Maybe some partner projects, maybe some wolves you'll be able to purchase in there. All things are on the table. And then, of course, your first machine. And this is getting towards that rollout of, our big our big idea, the big game that we have going on, the Clash of Clans style game. You're going to be able to build your mainframe in the main base. It's it's time to start getting that rolling. So that will be the first machine that will roll out. You can commit your Stardust to it, get it plopped down in there, and that'll get the ball rolling and springboard it into getting more machines added into the game and really really fleshing out the entire ecosystem. The other thing that we wanted to, oh, sorry, I just saw you unmute.
No, go for it. Go for it. I was just unmuting to be ready to respond.
Yes, for sure. The other thing that we have going on is the Star Drop. The Stardust token is just in its final stages as well. So we want to get the community, all of our lovely wolves, prepared for it. And that is going to involve you getting into, not Collab Land, the Wallet Collect channel in there, and making sure that the wallet that you have set up for Wallet Collect is the one that you are playing in game for, so that we can manage the token drop properly. So make sure that you do that sometime in the next week. Of course, there will be tons of reminders. We'll be present to answer any questions, as I'm sure there will be tons that come out. And it's almost time for the actual native token to be to hit the blockchain.
Yeah, I am super excited about this. It's what I am working on right now, and this is the first thing that ever captures you with on-chain gaming or P2E is the utility token. Like this is a big thing for us, and we just talked about the fixed supply, and we talked about the Orc boys who I am consulting with on this token, as I consider it extremely important, and they are technical experts. So very, very excited to shore that up here this week.
Yeah, man, it's really exciting. Again, throughout this bear market, this quiet period, and I got to tell you, August is a quiet period everywhere, and I'm not even talking about NFTs or Web3. I mean, I don't know about you. I guess you're in New York City, so it's just never a quiet time there. But even the streets get a little bit quieter. Even the highways get a little bit quieter. Restaurants, there's just not as many people in there unless you got like a nice lakefront patio, and even then, it's just like hot, so hot, right? And August is just really when people kind of tap the brakes a little bit. They rest, they recuperate before the real work starts to happen back in September.
Yes, sir. 100-degree heat index here in New York City the last few days, and it's been a great time to be in an air-conditioned room playing Ether games.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we've crossed up here in Canada. We've crossed the 100-degree mark multiple times this week, and it is just hot out. It is just not enjoyable. So, if you have a cottage or you've been getting away for anything, this is what people are doing right now. So, it kind of is the state of things, and we're just putting our heads down and continuing to work during this time.
Yeah, I have a cottage in Decentraland. If you want to come fishing after the show.
Nice. How is the fishing in Decentraland? I haven't been yet.
It's non-existent. That was a joke, and I couldn't figure out how to follow it up.
Ah, damn!
I broke the fourth wall.
You could have.
Normally, I'm quicker.
You could have told me that it was a thing, man. You would have had me hook, line, and sinker. No pun intended.
I will tell you one of the secret side projects for orcs, and I think I could talk about it. It's not a big deal. But fishing, orc fishing. I did because obviously we talk about the advantages and stuff all the time. One of the great advantages about an on-chain game is it's essentially open source. Anyone with a great idea who wants to take these fabulous characters and plug them into something, maybe something as simple as relaxing fishing, like something you would do on Minecraft, just a very basic type of game, but with this imagery that you would love. I mean, I could definitely see the Star Wolvez finding a beautiful planet with some nice fishing. And that's actually a real thing that's being developed, I believe, by Beef, but a long way out. So don't quote me. I probably just said things I shouldn't. Everyone in here is sworn to secrecy.
Yeah, this is just a quiet room, just the two of us talking. Yeah, maybe one day you'll be able to fish for some star bass or something. Be all right. But it is actually incredible to me how like universal like fishing is in video games. I mean, you mentioned Minecraft, which even things like Fortnite, like fishing is just everywhere in video games. It's hilarious. I guess it is just a nice little like reprieve from shooting each other. Just grab a fishing rod and catch some random stuff.
You
Lake there.
killed Charlie with the star bass. And, you're creating trouble everywhere you go. Star bass.
Well, it's got to
Follow
happen
all your
now. I think
backhand.
it's canon now, right? So we got to get NVO to start writing
Boom.
in
Nick,
house.
put it in the word.
The others have rescued sea bass and brought them into the star bass, and yeah, there we go. Stocked the lakes all over the universe. Oh man.
See, now this we miss in on Twitter. The live gifs in the chat. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, love it.
For
Yeah, and
Discord,
we're reading along there. Shout out to Holy Guacamole there. He wanted to mention because he's had his hand raised the whole time. So on that note, I think that's pretty much it for what we have for Moon Monday. Again, lots of stuff coming up, lots of things to really be excited about, kind of in these dog days of summer for Star Wolves.
The Blobbening.
Blobbening, man.
The Blobbening.
Exciting.
Did you talk about the Blobbening?
Yeah.
You did.
Oh, you know what? The thing I think I trailed off on the blobs there, but the
You
people
trailed off the whole episode. I'm asking about blobs. I'm like, what? You did?
No,
The
yeah.
Blobbening.
We're gonna be finding out creative ways to give out some blob allow lists too. So the people that we listed in the winners of the tournament, and how do I play? I'm being told is Pontiac. Where's that name? Pontiac Bandit. Yeah. So apologize for that, but congratulations to Pontiac Bandit as well. You're going to be getting a role for the Blobbening and airdrop that's going to be coming with that. So there is going to be other ways to get in there as well. So keep an eye out for that and keep playing the game because that in.
Okay, I got my blob.
Any more questions about the blob?
Blob.
All right. On that note, guys, we can kind of wrap up the formal part of Moon Mondays. But I have some time left here. I don't know about you, Free Market, but if anybody wants to come hang out with us for a couple minutes, say hi, ask any questions and whatnot. That's another great thing about the Discord is that just us here chatting. I don't know if I'm gonna send it out there and see if Holy Guacamole actually wants on the stage or if he's just kind of had his hand up the whole time, but we'll invite him up there. It happens.
I've been thinking about wolves a lot recently. The real ones. And Holy Guacamole! Welcome to the stage, my friend.
But I came here to say hi. Yeah, y'all doing a great job.
Thank you, my friend. Yeah,
thank you, man.
I was reading your and keeping up with your chat in the pack chat there while we were doing the thing, and that's all right. Man. Like you said, you mentioned that you're not always in the Discord, but you're always paying attention, and we appreciate that too. I mean, life's busy. Discord can be like a very consuming thing, right? When you start talking and trying to keep up with conversations. But one of the things that I always love about Star Wolves how many of the community members just drop in to say hi. Some of them got like a new career, they get super busy, or
Oh
they've been
yes,
moving
it's
and all
always
that
good
stuff.
to talk to somebody.
Yeah, for sure.
What is your PFP a 1-1?
Oh yeah, but it's
nice.
I should change it to Star Wolves. I will.
No. Hey, look, you rock any PFP you want. I like the 1-1s. I always thought that was great. All right, they minted like right at the end of the bull market, so they kind of suffered what all projects did as everything got killed. But I always loved that art.
But they kind of like I don't know. They don't promote themselves, so the floor dropped, and then the created artists. I don't know. Well,
yeah.
nothing to say
Well,
about it.
I hold out hope. The art is great, and it's just general NFT malaise right now. And I think there's a lot of great projects that'll come roaring back once volume returns. So just a waiting game.
Yeah. Projects I bought it was Star Wolves and 1-1s, and after that I just stopped. I kind of lost my faith in NFT, but for now, maybe in the next 3 to 5 years, I think.
Yeah. I'm hoping 3 to 5 months.
3 to 5.
Yeah. R2, please, not 3 to 5 years. Do me a favor.
All right, 3 to
Put it
5
in,
months.
the request.
Well,
Yeah, 3 to 5 months.
why not both, right? Like,
Sure.
I don't see why NFTs are going anywhere in 3 to 5 years. I mean, contrary to popular, well, it's not popular belief, but like NFTs have actually been around for quite some time now, right? And they've survived their own little bull and bear markets all the way back from 2017. So 3 to 5 years is
Easily.
well within its time frame, but you could also see a nice little run in the next 3 to 5 months. And honestly, it could be 2 weeks from now. This market is so sporadic and
Look, there's pumps
volatile and
everywhere.
unpredictable. Yeah, there's still
Look
life
at
in this market.
Dick Butts yesterday. They're at 3.5. It's everyone loves to say it as a joke, but
Yeah.
quite frankly, R2 on our show for months.
Yep.
I talk seriously about that. I'm a big meme guy. I am a big believer that, memes drive a lot of quote unquote investment or where people put their stuff. And there is no better meme in all of NFTs than crypto dick pucks. Sure, we have memes within our industry like Kevin's and stuff that are more inside that like NFT people get. But I come from financial Twitter, like FinTwit, traditional finance, and all that. And I saw 3 people who are not part of Web3 tweet out the Decrypt article about crypto dick butt volume being up 690%. It's the most memeable NFT project there is. There's probably not a better marketing project for us than dick butts, maybe with the exception of something like Bored Apes, which just has that, celebrity awareness. But it's this weird thing where it's like I went through the last 2 NFT bear markets and they both felt worse in the sense that like volume literally left. There were no pumps. There were no random like, oh, we're in the free mint meta now and there's still like 2 or 3 random pumps away. That didn't exist. That is a new thing that I don't think is ever going away. Like that part of NFTs is here to stay now. But contrary, those other they lasted a long time. The volume was gone. This is very different. It's like I said, it's worse in some ways, only because it feels like they took us to a higher mountaintop to drop us off of. So it was just a longer fall than before. But it's a very different place now. So even this bear market feels a lot more livelier than the last 2 we went through in NFTs.
Yeah, for sure. And how fitting is it that the crypto dick butts got a 690% volume increase? Like just to add to the memeability of it was absolutely perfect. But yeah, I mean, we were looking at crypto dick butts and oddities at the same time when the oddities reveal happened, and they were both at about the same price. And oddities as powerful and strong as that proof. And Moonbird's kind of ecosystem is oddities have fallen below 1 ETH, and in the same time, crypto dick butts ran up to 4 ETH floor, cooling off a little bit now. But yeah, I mean those are really high priced NFTs that are
like
flying.
A few weeks ago, I think.
No,
yeah.
they stayed above 1 ETH. I think they bottomed out at about 1.5 ETH. So I mean
I haven't looked in so long.
They maintained a lot of strength through it, but I mean for a project in this market of above a 1.5 ETH floor to over double in that short of a time, I mean some real volume going through there.
They're good pixel art too.
Yeah,
I mean they're good. They're I like them. So and then did you see the tit badges? Sympathy played today, also seeing some volume. The tit badges, right?
No, honestly, I haven't been paying attention too much today to that stuff.
Every dick butt needs a tit badge. just so you guys know.
Perfect. Only in Web3. Guacamole, thank you so much for coming up here and saying hi to us. Really appreciate hearing from you, and hopefully we see you in the Discord.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, free market. On that note, I think it's time that we wrap up this Moon Monday on August 8th. Always love being back on a Discord stage with you here, and felt pretty good being up here to the kind of town hall announcement.
Hooah, Charlie, hooah! That was my enthusiasm.
You got it. Well, give us a howl. I haven't heard that for a while. There we go. All right, that's a good time to sign it off, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, I have been recording this, so we'll throw it up on the YouTube page if you want to check it out. DGen NFT is clapping. I like that clapping way.
Yeah, that's the new system. All
Love
right.
it. All right, we'll catch you all in the Discord. Love you all.
All right, see you on Terrestrial Thursdays, guys. Bye.